Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm Balboabtw. In this video, I'll be teaching you guys how to AFK farm gems and rerolls in Anime Defenders. So if you guys end up enjoying it, like and subscribe to the channel. My current goal is 35,000 subscribers. If we can get that, I'll greatly appreciate it. Also, join my Twitch and my Discord. In my Discord, I'll be doing giveaways, and maybe in my Twitch as well, I might do some giveaways live on stream. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. All right, so the two most important things for this is going to be tiny tasks, which looks like this, as well as Roblox account manager. Without those two things, you can't really do this macro. I mean, you can, but it's gonna be like way harder, and you'll have to manually do it. But yeah, pretty much what tiny task does is it just pre-records your movement. So like, for example, if I wanted to place down my unit, boom, that's all that I would have to do, and then it would keep repeating that infinitely until I stop it, pretty much. And then Roblox account manager, it should be pretty self-explanatory. It just lets you run multiple accounts on Roblox. I personally do 4 accounts. You can do this with 1 account. You can do it with up to like 18 accounts. It really just is all up to you. But yeah, pretty much those are the two most important things that you are going to need. One thing that I do want to mention before we actually get in how to set up the macro and all that is this right here. So inside the Discord, they just need a thing called Tower of Eternity. It's going to be right here. Next update, it's gonna be right here, and pretty much it's gonna be like Anime Adventures Infinite Castle, where you'll just be able to farm gems. You'll go up through the towers. It's gonna be super easy. I'm sure every like 10 floors you're gonna get some rerolls. I'm sure there might be a secret unit at like floor 100. It's just all in all gonna be really good for gems. If there is a macro for it, then I'll have a video whenever it comes out. But I just wanted to mention that there is going to be a new method for gems next update, which is pretty exciting as well. But now for the best method. Okay, so obviously the best method for rerolls is gonna be infinite. You just go here, boom, infinite. You set it up, boom, you confirm, and then you just play infinite. That's also one of the best ways for gems as well. You simply just play infinite. That is no macro needed, nothing like that. You just simply play infinite. I'm sure you can macro infinite if you really want to do rerolls. Like, you can go in here and, like I said, set up your tiny task to pre-record you playing the whole thing. The issue with that is if it's mistimed at all, then it will unfortunately mess up. I think it would be fine, but that is kind of for you guys to test out. I'm just going to be doing like the story mode one, because the story mode one is the most popular way to actually macro, because it is technically the best way to macro inside this game. But if you guys did want to macro rerolls, then you guys should just go to infinite mode, do that, and it would be super easy as well. That's just kind of up to you guys. But yeah, now how to actually macro. So the first thing is how to set up account manager. Let me just close this Roblox right here, close out this Discord. Okay, so the first thing that you guys are going to need to do is get the actual Anime Defenders ID, which is this number right here. So all that you do is copy and paste this number. You go in here, and then you'll put it right here. Now, you guys might be wondering, what is the job ID? So that is actually going to be your private server. You just go configure, you copy and paste this, and then you will actually have to paste it again in here. When you paste it again in there, that is the actual thing that you copy and paste. So for example, like once when it's in there, right, you actually just copy and paste this up here. For some reason, you have to actually put it in here. I don't know why, but it does change the job ID. When you have the job ID done, though, this is all you do. So you tap on your main account, whatever account you want to do first. It literally does not matter at all. So you'll just boot up the game, you'll minimize the game, and then what you want to do is set it up just like this. So this is how I personally like to do it. Like I said, you could do more accounts if you really wanted to, because how small the circles can get. This is about how small they can get. The reason why I personally do 4 is for a very simple reason, and that's because that's how much they let you in one story mode at a time. One thing that I did forget to mention as well is every single time you set this up, you will have to go here into settings and actually tap on multi Roblox. As you guys can see here, you have to go here, multi Roblox, boom, and make sure that no other actual ones are open at a time. You have to make sure that you don't have like Roblox open, because if you have Roblox open beforehand, then it won't work at all. Okay, and then when you get it set up, it is going to look something like this. You tap on your main account. Like I said, you don't need any other units for any other accounts. All that you need is, well, you need strong units on your main account. I'm not gonna lie, you will need some decently strong units on your main account. But yeah, you just go in here, you run them all over here, This is probably the longest part of the whole thing, is actually just running them all to the story mode thing. I believe, yeah, you can just teleport, but no, whatever. But yeah, once when they are all over here, you will join on your main account, and it is pretty simple. You'll literally just go in here, whatever one you want to do. You can do one of the harder ones, but obviously windmill's gonna be the easiest way. You can do hard if you want. I just recommend doing normal. You'll press confirm, then you'll just walk in on all your accounts. Boom, 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 boom. And then what you will actually have to do, it's a little weird, but you will have to play this whole game mode. Like, you'll just have to play it by itself. You just play through it, no macro, no nothing, because you actually want to wait until the end screen is on your screen. But yeah, you'll just play this normally, you know, you'll beat it. So I'll just go through this probably like 2x speed, so you guys can just see me actually doing it. But yeah, you quite literally just beat this. Once when you are done beating it, obviously the end screen will pop up, and that is when you are going to want to start your macro. Another thing that I highly recommend, which you will have to do, is to not move. When you're setting up your macro, you will not move. But yeah, I'll just skip through this so you guys can actually just see me beat this. And then once when we are on the end screen, you know, I'll actually just show you guys how to set up the macro, because it is actually very easy to set up. Once when you learn how to do it, you should have no problem setting it up, because how easy it actually is to set up. But yeah, I'll just skip until we are at that part. Alright, so now that we're getting close to the end, you guys can see wave 12. There is one thing that I do want to explain, and that is going to be upgrading your units. Since obviously some of you guys won't have like crazy OP units to just clear it for you without any upgrades, and some of you guys will actually need to set up a macro for upgrading, so I'll teach you guys that right now. So just go to settings, and then you'll see unit info position. Put that on left. If you guys put that on left, whenever you tap on your units, you guys will see it has a giant box on the left, and just makes it way easier. So basically you'll set that up, and then in your macro you'll just tap on your unit and start upgrading, which makes it way easier. But yeah, this macro, like I said, it doesn't have any chance of breaking, but at the same time the gem farm is not like too crazy. It's probably the best that you can, it is the best that you can get for 4 accounts. But like, for example, I know Beastie, like when he's actually macroing, he does like 16 accounts. But to do that, you will have to have a vertical monitor as your second monitor. That is really the only way to set it up, and I just don't really recommend that at all. So that's why I'm not going to talk about that method. I don't even think Beastie's talked about that method, because this is just the universal like best way to macro for like 90% of people. Your computer shouldn't crash. Even if you're on laptop, it shouldn't crash. You guys should be fine. I don't think my temperatures really change at all from running 4. But 16, yeah, you can start doing some damage to your computer. So that's why I'm not going to talk about that method. But yeah, like I said, you know, for you guys with weaker units, I think you should be able to do this with just 1 legendary on your main account. But it's kind of hard to say. If you set up the upgrade thing like I told you to, I believe 1 legendary should be enough. You guys can see we're getting close to the end, so this is when we're actually going to set it up. So the first thing that you guys are going to need to do is position your main account in a spot that they can actually, you know, place down units. So what you guys will do is, first of all, set up your settings. So playback speed, I personally recommend 2 or 8. I personally like doing 8, but it doesn't really matter. Then press continuous playback. Once when both of those are set up, you set up your recording hotkey. I am personally going to do F8. I just find F8 to be the easiest one. Now, you can record it right here as well. Some people do like doing this, but I like doing the keybinds and just getting this out of the way, because I don't want to accidentally like mess up or something by doing that. Okay, so what I'll do is press F8. That will actually start the recording. Then this is what I will do. Now, make sure on your main one, this main one, whatever your main one is, the one with the units, make sure you do not press WASD. Don't move your camera. Don't do anything at all. Only place down the units. If you move at all, it will mess up the macro. You can move on the other accounts, just don't move on this one. That is the most important thing. So start the recording. Boom. I'll double tap this. Double tap this. You guys need to make sure that you double tap so it does it every single time. And then what you will do is basically just wait, and then you'll start placing down your units. For example, boom, right? And then you'll press C. Then you'll press here. Boom. You'll press C. Because C will just cancel it. Boom. You'll press C. And then boom. You'll press C. and then you just do it again. Once when it actually places, you can tap on it, you can press upgrade, and that is quite literally all that you need to do. That is how my personal macro works. Then you guys can see if I go down here, change the settings, change this back to this, change this to F8, so I can do it simply. Then I do this. So as long as I did it correctly, it should work. You guys can see it's tapping on all the accounts. Then I go back to my main, boom, it'll cancel, boom, all plays, boom, all plays, and then it would have placed that one. Then I tap on that one. Okay, unfortunately, I did mess that up. It doesn't matter for me personally, because obviously I don't need to upgrade. But what you guys will want to do instead of, you know, me being stupid is when you go to place this one again, make sure that you press C or tap off of it, and then, you know, tap on it individually and then start upgrading. That is what you guys will actually have to do. So if I were to set it up again, what I would actually do is place them and then just tap in the same spot that I did place one of them. Just remember where you placed it and then start upgrading, instead of just trying to place the unit again in general. But yeah, that is the only mistake that I made. And for me, it's not even a mistake because I don't personally have to upgrade my unit. I'll still clear the mission anyways. Obviously your mission will take longer if you place inside this box, but it is also the most safe way. You guys can place up it here if you really wanted to, but you know, if it's the start of the wave and one gets passed, it would kind of suck because then you would lose and all that. So this is just the safest way to do it. I would personally recommend placing them inside this box, and like I said, don't move at all. But yeah, you guys can just keep infinitely doing this. As you guys can see, I only need to place mine down. I don't need to upgrade. But like I said, if you guys are going to do this and you need to upgrade your units, place them down individually and then tap off and then tap on one of them that you place down and then go to upgrade. And like I said, here's the settings that I personally use. I personally use playback speed on 8 and do very small recordings. I know some people that record the whole mission and just leave it. I personally don't like to do that. I like mine to just repeat itself over and over and over again. That way, if you know the initial one messes up, it can have the backup one to save it. If you just do one long recording, there's a chance that it messes up. So that is why I personally like to do this. But you guys can go watch Beastie's video if you want to do a long recording. He does like 3-4 minute long recordings, which works, but it's just not what I personally like to do. I personally like to have like a 30-second recording that just repeats boom, 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 boom. Put it on 8 times speed, and it will just simply work better in my opinion. You guys can see I'm beating this very easily, and then I would just keep on repeating it, and it would be super easy. But like I said, you do have to wait until the end of the initial 15 waves when you first go in here. And the reason why you're double tapping on all these accounts at the start is so that they don't get kicked for inactivity. That is the only reason why you're double clicking. Obviously, you know, you double click, boom. The reason why you're double clicking is because I don't personally know if just tabbing in is enough. That's why I personally like to double click, just to make sure that it actually does the activity thing. But yeah, as I said, you need to make sure that your macro is set up correctly. If you need to upgrade your units, you need to make sure that you set it up so it's upgrading your unit. If you don't need to, like me, then you're fine. You don't need to worry about it. But if you do need to worry about it, then just place down your units and make sure that you upgrade before actually ending the macro. And like I said, you didn't have this on your screen. You can press record right here and then press play right here as well. But if you record it, you need to make sure that you record it tabbing out, which unfortunately it stays on your screen. So that's why I don't personally like to do it. I just think that sometimes it will mess up. But it doesn't really matter. You can do it either way. I personally like doing keybinds, but that's just my personal preference. But you guys can see I am beating it here. And this, I believe, every single like 5-ish minutes. If you place closer, obviously it will end way faster. This is just a little bit more safe. If you are going for speed though, if you want to do this as fast as possible, I would recommend just placing them up here, because obviously that will make it way quicker. Or you can just have a unit with a crazy amount of AoE or range, I mean. But yeah, if you're going for speed, like if you're going for the most amount of clears in a certain amount of time, this placing them up here will technically be better. And basically the only other things that is very important is going to be position on the left and make sure that you don't move. Those are really like the only important things. I will be, you know, helping some people out today on my Twitch. Like I said at the beginning, if you guys want to join my Twitch, I will be live today actually helping some people, you know, clear some infinite or whatever, really. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, you know, it'll be linked in the description. You guys can see I'm beating it fairly easily here. and you know, the macro setup. Once when the macro is done, it's done. You guys can just play it. If you guys want to download it, you can literally download it right here or save it right here, and then it's permanently downloaded, and all that you would have to do is load it up, and boom, it would be super easy. And you guys can just save it. If they do patch it, I will be making an updated one. I'll probably also make an updated one next update, whenever next update is. But you guys can see that's basically it, and then I would just start up the macro. Well, obviously the macro would be doing this whole time, but you guys can see it presses play again on each one, and then it would just keep going. So yeah, just make sure if you need to upgrade your units, then you upgrade your units. But that is basically how you macro in this game, the best way. Obviously for rerolls, you will have to macro infinite mode and not story mode, but you will still get some rerolls from this for doing like dailies, weeklies, and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of this video. That is how to basically macro efficiently in Anime Defenders at the current moment. Like I said, they will be adding a new game mode called Tower of Eternity right here, next update, which should be technically faster. But I don't know if there will be a way to macro it. We'll kind of just have to wait and see. Now, the amount of gems that you get per day kind of depends on how much accounts you have running. I would say you can safely make like a fairly decent amount. I believe I was AFK for like probably 5-ish hours on those 4 accounts, and you guys can see I have 11k gems. So it's definitely not bad, but you will need a macro a lot if you guys really want to make some serious gems to buy Idris, you know, to get rerolls, to do basically anything in this game. You will have to macro a lot. I won't lie to you guys. But yeah, that is basically the best way to macro. Then obviously if you want to macro for rerolls, you just go in here, go into an infinite, and then you basically just play out the infinite. And yeah, it's pretty simple. But yeah, that's it for me. If you guys ended up enjoying the video, like and subscribe. If you guys need any help, just, you know, write something down inside the comments, and I will be responding to as many as possible. The links for Tiny Task and the account manager will be inside the description. But yeah, that's it for me. If you guys ended up enjoying it, like, subscribe, join my Discord because I will be hosting some giveaways, and join my Twitch because I'll probably be hosting giveaways and just carrying people. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, I'll see you guys inside the next one. Peace.